Why are you so tense, god damn it?
Because I don't know what I'm doing!
Calm down.
Hello everybody, it's Philly Kuts with a review. No, not a beer review, although I do have one. Before we start, I do want to let you know that I am suffering for this because I have no air conditioning and I had to shut off my fans and it's brutally hot in here, so, you know, in keeping with gamer complaints, yeah. Alright, finally, we are going to be reviewing the PlayStation Pulse Virtual Surround Sound 7.1 headset, wireless headset. Finally, I'm only about what? I'd say, I'm about 7 or 8 months late. I said I was going to get a review up for you guys, and you know, I try. The wireless headset. Let's start first with the build quality, and I gotta tell you, the build quality on these is I would say excellent compared to other headsets that I've seen mostly out at Best Buy. I've seen all the Turtle Beach displays, and I've always compared them, you know, to my Pulse. And I gotta say that I think that the build quality for these is much better. It feels much sturdier. The cans actually have a little bit of movement on them, as you can see. Now, granted, these cans, they look kind of nice. These cans, when you put them down like this, they don't have like a hinge or anything where you could kind of turn them flat, give yourself a little more room. So that is kind of a nuisance and an annoyance, which would have been a nice feature if they would have been able to do that. But c'est la vie. This has kind of like a fake leather for the cushioning. And if you notice, the cushioning in the back, there seems to be much more cushioning in the back portion, as you can see, than in the front. And that is good because that contour will actually make it fit more comfortably on your head and it'll be nicer. When I'm wearing my glasses, you know, I have to adjust them a little bit. It is a bit annoying, but you know, you can always adjust the headset, as you can see, and it actually has metal for this part here when you're adjusting it, which is nice. It's just a nice added touch, but I usually just put it all the way up and then I'll adjust it down when I have to and put it on. Now, I also have the 3D display, and these are the 3D glasses that it came with. I can actually throw these on and they fit pretty comfortably, even over my glasses, as you can see. So I can get a lot of give there and there. So it's not that bad. Pretty comfortable, and I can just slip these right off. Let me start with the big feature of why they call these the Pulse, and that is because up here they actually have actuators. They're not really motors, they're actuators. Sony calls them actuators. And they're pretty responsive to the sounds in the game. It's called bass impact. And actually on the back right-hand portion of your headset, on the right-hand can, there's a bass impact sliding button. And obviously, the higher up you put this on, from min to max, the more it's going to affect the vibration effect of this headset. It's all pretty variable. It's pretty variable. Now, the headset comes with 6 presets initially, and those can be changed in the PlayStation Pulse Manager. It's a free application. You can download it free from the PS Store. You can have up to 6 different presets in your device. And all you have to do is come here and you can pick which 6 presets you want from the available list to upload into your system. And look, actually, The Last of Us, that's a brand new preset that they've uploaded. I was actually on here about 2 or 3 days ago, and The Last of Us preset didn't exist. Now, initially, when you do get the headphones, I believe it comes with movie, game, fighting, racing, shooter, and I'm trying to rack my brain to remember what the other one was. I think it was like another music one, like techno or something. I may be mistaken, but definitely the newest additions have definitely been The Last of Us for sure, BioShock, football, which was a Madden preset. So it's a nice feature. Action and horror were new additions. These weren't out when this application originally came out. So it's a nice feature of this headset as well that they keep updating the presets. So that's definitely a plus. Depending on what preset you set this to, it's going to affect how much it affects the bass impact. For instance, the shooter seems to be the most heavy. Shooting and fighter preset. Those really have lots of rumbling, lots of vibration effect. Almost to the point where, you know, I've played some games that were really, really cool. In particular, lately I've been playing Killzone 3, attacking my backlog. Put this on shooter mode, crank the bass impact all the way up, and dude, it is insane. It is insane. I mean, it really cranks up the immersion factor. I'm also playing that game too, Killzone 3 in 3D. So I got my 3D glasses on, I got this on, full blast. It's great. It's great. Now, some people complain that the bass impact is a little bit too much. It kind of is too vibrating, causes headaches. For me, I'm kind of pretty tolerant of that stuff, so it wasn't as much of a bother for me. But again, you can always change the preset. Like, you don't have to play Killzone 3 in the shooter mode. Maybe you would like it better in the action mode or in a movie mode. You really have to experiment. So I can't really tell anybody, oh, this is the best preset for that game, because it's all subjective. You really gotta play around with these things and find your own settings that you're gonna like, your own preset, your own bass impact adjustment, and whatnot. Keeping with the right can, on the back you got your bass impact, and then in the front you have VSS on off. Come on, focus. And that is your virtual surround sound on and off. Now, when you push this button, is that it gives you on display on your television, just like your controller, how much juice is left in your headset, and also whether or not the virtual stereo surround sound is on. Let me show you real quick. It's going to toggle it on real quick. See, there you go. Now, when you see the halo around, see the headphone, that means right now that the wireless is not on. I mean, the 7.1 is not on. But when it is on, you're going to see a halo around that headset now. See? And there you go. And then keeping with over to the left can, this is kind of where there's a lot of action here. You got your on-off button. I'm going to turn it on. On the back of this can, you have your volume adjustment slider, min, max. And then in the front of this can, you have your sound mixer to game mixer. And if you didn't want to hear everybody's voice in the game when you're playing multiplayer, all you have to do is crank that all the way down to up to game, actually, and you won't hear any in-game voices. Again, you might have to play around with that a little bit to get it to your proper liking. Also, your microphone, it is an embedded microphone here in the front, as you can see. It's kind of different than the original wireless headset that came out that actually had the retractable microphone that everybody was so scared was going to break, that was going to break off, including myself, so they've embedded it. Now, here's one of my first major complaints. The microphone, the one thing I don't really like about it, is that you can't, supposedly they put out an update, and I'm telling you, it didn't do anything for me. I'm a person that when I'm playing online, and I'm playing in multiplayer, or I'm playing NHL hockey with other people, I like to hear my voice over the headset. So that when I'm talking, I know that I can hear my voice, and I know that that's what that player is hearing on their end. And the problem is that for this headset, it is very, very low. Now, supposedly there was an update that was initiated, and all you would have to do is, I think, press the mute button a couple times, hold the mute button down a little bit, and it should have raised your in-game voice monitoring so that you could hear it. And I tell you, it doesn't work very well at all. And that's one thing that I really wish that they worked on. Now, a lot of people don't like that. A lot of people don't care for that. But for me personally, that's something I really like to go for in my system. Now, here also on the bottom left can is where you have your mini USB charging cable. You can plug it when this does die, and I got pretty much anywhere from like 6 to 8 hours when I'm not using the rumble feature, and it seemed like when I was using the bass impact rumble feature, I would get maybe about 3 to 4 hours playtime. I never really do extended gaming sessions, so that really wasn't an issue for me. So I can't really say accurately, you know, doing a marathon session, just playing, that maybe you'll get 8 straight hours out of it. I don't know. I'm just kind of saying a crude time without the bass impact on. I was getting anywhere from 6 to 8 hours. Good thing is that when you plug this in to charge, you could still play, and it's still going to work, and the bass impact will still work as well. So not that big of a deal when it does run out. Another problem is with this headset is that it doesn't come with a charging cable, and I suggest that you invest in a long one. I got one here that's probably about 8 feet, and it's very durable. I actually got this cable. I actually bought a Sony. I got ripped off back in the day when I got my Sony, my PS3. I bought an expensive PS3 HDMI cable, and it came with this in a combo pack, and I got completely raped on that. But now that I'm actually pretty glad that I do have this. Also on the left can is another amazing feature that this has, which I think is amazing anyway, is the 3.5 millimeter output jack. And it does come with a 3.5 millimeter cord. And I gotta tell you, this thing is pretty flimsy. I'm actually very surprised that it hasn't conked out yet. It's not very long. I would say it's probably about 3 feet long, maybe. Plug that right in, plug that baby right in, and you can play this on your Vita. You can use your smartphone, which I have used, and I gotta tell you, it makes the music sound so much better, especially with my HTC One with Beats Audio paired up with this headset. I mean, I'm listening to music, and it's a completely different experience than when I have just my ordinary earbud headphones. I mean, I'm hearing things in the sound like I'm listening to the soundtrack from Amadeus, right? It's one of my favorite movies ever. I'm listening to, you know, Mozart, classical music, and I'm actually like picking up and hearing instruments that I really wasn't hearing with my cheapy earbuds. The only problem is that, you know, I'm not really in the age cohort to be going to the gym with these big ass headphones on. Now, maybe some of you young dragons, it might look alright, but for me, you know, I'm in my 30s. The Vita, it makes the immersion with the Vita so much better, I gotta tell you. And the cool thing is that you do get 7.1 virtual surround sound with the Vita, so that part is compatible with this. And also, if you turn the power of the headset on, you get all the bass impact features, all the settings, everything. So you could be playing your Vita, and it kind of makes up for the Vita not having, you know, a rumble feature, you know, like a controller. So now you can play games like Uncharted and stuff, and when you do the shooting and stuff, it's going to vibrate up here in your head, which is, it's kind of cool. It's kind of an added bonus to your Vita. Now, also, if you want to save battery life on the headset as well, you don't have to turn it on at all, and it's still going to work, just like a normal headset would that doesn't have, you know, power on features for different presets and stuff. It'll just plug right in, and it's going to work. So that also, kudos for that as well. So because this has the versatility of being able to be used with other devices, I also use it with my Bose stereo speakers for my computer. I'm also plugging this in and using it with my Yeti microphone. Those of you guys that have been watching me for a while, sometimes you have seen me in my boxing reviews and stuff, and occasionally in my beer reviews with the headset on, because it is a helpful monitor. My microphone, my Blue Yeti microphone, has, you know, monitoring in it as long as you have a headphone plugged into it. So it works with that. So basically anything that has a 3.5 millimeter jack, it's going to work with. So that's like a huge, huge feature, and it's going to add so much more versatility than, to say, getting the $99 version of the PlayStation wireless headset. I say spend the extra 50 bucks and go for this, because you're getting way more stuff out of it. Okay, and I almost forgot, on the right side of the can is the mode button, and that's the button that you push to toggle through the different settings. And you're going to hear a pleasant female voice, at least I think it is, each time you hit the button. Let's see if it'll show up.
Horror.
Hear it?
Movie. Shooter. Fighting. Racing.
And that's what you're going to hear.
Action.
every time you push the mode button to toggle through the different settings. I gotta say that the sound is excellent. Excellent. I've gone to the store, I've tried out multiple Turtle Beach products, and I'm thinking that this is on par with many of the other products, such as Turtle Beach. I haven't had a chance to try out the Astro, so I can't speak for that. But for Turtle Beach products that are almost double the price of this, you're getting as much out of them. Unless I would say you're a real audiophile and you can really, really distinguish that, then maybe if you want to get that picky. But plus, the Turtle Beaches and stuff do not have the Pulse feature. So that really is a fun feature. You know, at first I thought it was going to be pretty gimmicky and pretty stupid and silly, but it actually wasn't that bad. Comfort, you know, after a while, maybe after about an hour and a half, 2 hours, I do start to notice that it does get a little bit tiresome to wear them. They do start to kind of weigh down on your head a little bit, and they do get hot because these really enclose your ears pretty well. Now the good thing for me is that when I have my fan on, it's really loud. But when I throw these headsets on, I could have my fan literally right next to me, and it doesn't matter. These really encase the sound so well to your ears that it's going to drown out any outside noise. It really is like noise cancellation. The top of the headset again has kind of a very minor padding on the top. This is kind of made out of plastic. It is pretty flexible, so you don't really have to worry about, you know, being too gentle with it. Overall, I would say if you're in the market and you want to enhance your gaming to another level, I'd say go for this. Go for this, because you're going to discover sounds in games. Now maybe if you have like an ultimate surround sound system in your house, that's another story, because I don't think this is really going to be on par with that. But if you don't have like a, you know, surround sound system, I'd say go for these, because I'm telling you, it's enhanced my experiences, even with watching movies on Netflix. When The Exorcist, right? I'm always talking about The Exorcist. I think it's the greatest freaking horror movie ever. I stand by that movie, the original. I think it's the scariest. And I watched it again with the headset on, in the dark, wicked late at night. I'm the only one here. And I gotta tell you, it made that movie even scarier, because I was picking up stuff in the headset, right? I thought it was like Paranormal Activity, bro. I'm not even kidding. Like, I was just hearing, it brought so much richness and clarity and depth to your senses. Okay? I think people sometimes forget how important sound is in a game or in a movie. I mean, it really can change an experience when you have great sound to go with something. And basically, I'm going to start watching my favorite movies. I'm probably going to watch Amadeus next with these headphones on. Now, another thing, too, don't let me forget, that these are very easy to set up. Very easy to set up. All you have to do, literally, when you buy these, take them out of the package, you get your dongle. It's a USB dongle. Literally, it is plug and play, okay? You plug this right into your USB port, one of your USB ports in your PS3. Boom! You turn the headset on, and you're ready to go. That's it. It's simple. Another great thing about this dongle, you see that? It's a 3.5 millimeter dongle. Now, say for instance you have, I don't know, like my PS3 display, right? It has a headphone jack. If I wanted to, I could run the cord, this 3.5 millimeter cord. I mean, I don't know why I would, but I could run that from the TV into here, plug it into the 3.5 millimeter dongle, and then I'm going to have wireless sound. From what I understand, though, it wouldn't be 7.1 virtual wouldn't work. It would just be stereo. Now, you could do this with a stereo. You could do this with your surround sound system, another television, like I said, as long as it has like a headphone jack that you would be able to run the 3.5 millimeter cord to and fro, then you're going to be able to do that. Another great feature about it, so it's so much more versatile than, say, an Xbox headset, where a wireless gaming headset where it's only going to work with an Xbox. I say go check these out. I would probably give them, you know, an 8.5 out of 10. Probably the best headsets I've ever owned. Alright guys, that's been Philly Kuts with the PlayStation Pulse Wireless Stereo Headset Elite Edition review. Get funky, brother. Peace.